Allison, far be it for me to praise some people, but I'm going to praise some people.
Okay.
Remember we dealt with that greaseball last year, Plastow, who was trying to sell me like brake pads, calipers, and this and that?
Mm-hmm.
And he was full of crap, and you said, you can't use the recording because it's a two-party state.
Yeah.
Which we should have used. We just should have used it and just played this dirtbag. I still have it. Well, anyway, today, I went with my coupon. The coupon book came in the mail. What's that called? The monthly?
Yeah, whatever that thing
And
is.
I knew there'd be a Valvoline instant oil change coupon book in there. So I went today was a heroic day for me. I went.
The value pack, is that what it's called?
Yes, value pack. I went, had the car inspected. And then went to Valvoline instant oil change in Salisbury.
Okay.
Which is right off of 95, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So I drive up there, and the guy does me the whole. And now I'm always want to go in there. This is very tough because these are real men, and I am having to pilot the car. And they're like, okay, bring it forward, bring it forward, bring it forward. And the guy is cool, and there's like three of the guys were like Hispanic, and three of the guys were like from the neighborhood around here somewhere. And they were fantastic. And the one guy was saying like, I'm trying to kill this light on your car here, but all the up and down arrows kept doing was changing the radio station. I'm like, I don't know. And then he's like, okay, can you turn the lights off and then turn your lights off, then turn them back on, then turn your high beams on and go left, right? And I panicked because he's asking for a whole bunch of things. And I'm like, I'm fumbling with it. And so I do the ultimate, Alice. What did I say?
Can you repeat that? I don't
No,
know.
I said, it's my wife's car. So I don't, like my big, Tahoe Escalade is back.
Oh.
I just did this for my wife, so it's my wife's car, stupid little Mitsubishi. So they're doing the car. They're great. The guy sees my oil thing, and they're all funny. I hear them talking, and the guys who were local are all guys who were local. One of the guys who was local is talking to a guy. I was in Bay 2. In Bay 1 is a guy with a Mustang. Mm-hmm. And they're talking to him, and they're coming back and forth, and he's like, yeah, I have a Charger, but I'm not using it this year. I was like, just put it on ice for a while, and we'll see what happens. You know what a battery costs? How's your battery? And he checks his battery. He's like, you better look out, because your battery is going to be $270. A year and a half ago, you could have got a battery for $56. Walk into Walmart, bang, boom, and there's your battery. And so there's a lot of Northeast Boston testosterone going on in there. Mm-hmm. And this is why I hate myself, Alice. I don't, walking out of a place without paying for avocados, I don't hate myself for that. I can do that all day long. Okay. I hate myself for, the guys come over because they can't figure out the warning light, like check your tire pressure light.
Oh, yeah, because it says, our thing says that the tire pressure monitoring system needs to be checked. Not that the tires are low in air, but that the tire pressure monitoring system needs.
But the protocol is for Valvoline is that they got to get all the warning lights off before you get out of there. That's their thing. That's their commitment to me. Oh. So they fill up the car, they change the oil, they're doing all the things. And the first guy who was there, he's like, I don't know. He said it in an accent, which I don't want to do. He's like, I can't figure this out. It just keeps changing your radio stations instead of doing. And he calls over the guy number 2 who was talking to the guy in the Mustang. Mm-hmm. And he comes over and he says, all right, okay, turn the car off for me for a second. And I said, oh, sure, no problem. He goes, don't worry, don't get nervous. I just want to check the scenarios here. So, and he's cool, a fun guy, and he looks around and he goes, oh, no. This is I am terrible at this. I almost killed. If I try to do this, I'm going to kill your car, and I'm not doing that for you. I'm not killing your car. Let's get Ricky over here. And Ricky's talking to the guy with the Mustang. He says, let's get Ricky over here. Ricky's the best at this. I don't want to destroy your car. And then he goes back and he goes, oh, wait, let me just check out all the possible scenarios. And he's looking, and he flick this. And he didn't see, they stopped after a while telling me
what they were doing.
Oh yeah, and for me to flick the the windshield wipers and because they're saying stuff like calipers and this and that and they could tell now that I was out of language, You know, they could tell that I was not, oh.
You didn't have anything else to contribute to the conversation.
Well, right. And I didn't know the car because it was my wife's car. So then Ricky comes over. And Ricky comes over, and he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is going to be, what model is this? Yeah, well, here comes some curveballs. And now Ricky now is trying every combination of stuff. Ricky's done this before, though. So and then he brings the guys over. He says, yo, come here. Guys, get over here. Watch this. He presses a button that's not even a button on the dash. And Ricky said, all right, let's do this. And hit the brakes twice. And I hit the brakes twice. And he goes, all right, now just punch the starter twice, but don't start it up. So I'm saying, punch it twice. Do you want me to just push it twice? You just punch it twice and don't start. And the other guy's over there. We just checking out every scenario for you. That's all we're doing. Meanwhile, now I feel like a total pussy. So now I have done this my whole life, ever since I got into the workforce. Mm-hmm. And I've done this.
He was just doing it to like clear the codes, probably.
Right? Yeah. He was doing. They were all being great. They were great.
Okay.
But I then decide that I am so out Boston manned here that I have to join in. So I'm like, guys, I don't want to feel like an idiot here, but it's my wife's car. And I'm like, oh, inside. I'm like, oh, God, that's so disgusting. But I've done that since I was 20 years old, and I worked in Boston with guys who were more manly than men. They're like, hey, Shad, come over here. And I'm like, yeah, what do you want, Billy? I'm like, I don't speak, but I felt like I had to. I don't think women have the same pressure. And if they do, you are not doing it well. I can tell you that. But then they come over. Oh, it's so good, so gross. And the guy comes over and he says, "Yeah, see, here it is. Here's your mat. This is Ricky, and he's showing the guys. Come here, guys. This is you tap this twice, and it's gonna level out your fibrillate or whatever he's doing." And then he goes, "From here, you could just toggle it over here with the thing." And I'm like over here, like now I want to not seem like a freaking useless pussy, cuck, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, as he figures it out, and he said, watch this, your indicator light here, gone. See, that's gone, right? The indicator light is gone. So I'm like, hey, Ricky, can you take 150 miles off her? And he's like,
you did not.
Yeah, I did. I assume that's a mileage altimeter joke would be cool in my version of a Boston accent, which is just it was so disgraceful. Anyway, this is the first time I've ever admitted that I've done this. Since I got into radio, I didn't really need to. But before that, in all of my jobs, or hanging out with certain dudes, when I used to work in '94, I worked in the new Hyatt Harborside at Boston at East Boston, and I worked with all these dudes from Winthrop in East Boston, and they would throw around these slurs all the time. They would be like, "Oh yeah, Alden is a freaking yeah, Alden. Hey, is there like what the bleeps not have to be on get to be on break 15 minutes earlier?" I'm like, yeah, Alden, yeah, he sucks, guys, right? But I couldn't say the slurs they were saying. I still couldn't bring myself to them. So anyway, a few years later, I felt so like pressured to be like tough and like I was just out, man. So a few years later, and this actually happened, I swear to God, the guy is on Facebook right now. My friend, like 5 years later, I'm in Faneuil Hall with some people, which during the day we're day drinking. I'm a little drunk. And and this guy goes, "Hey, Shattuck," in a big pickup truck. "Shattuck, what's going on? What are you doing, kid?" And I looked over. It's one of the guys who used to talk about Alden all the time at the Hyatt Harborside. I go over there. I say, "Hey, Gino, whatever. He's an Italian guy. Might as well be." I said, "How's it going?" He said, "Yeah, what are you doing?" I said, well, "Nothing. You heard for Alden, that effing boop." And he was like, not into it.
I'm sorry.
Apparently, everybody had moved on from using this slurs. And I so just wanted him to accept me as like, now I have I'm drunk now. I have the confidence to use that slur that they all use about Alden. And I used it, and he was like, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, Shattuck, we'll see you around. I'm like, I just want you to like me. That was it. So anyway, the point is that these guys at Valvoline and Oil Change were fantastic. They could tell right that I wasn't, if there had been 7 dudes who walked in and said, "Okay, guys, we're going to throw down, we're going to have a fight with you," they would have said, "Tom, just wait in the back room. There's coffee and stuff there." Like, there wouldn't have been a thing. But anyway, that was a thing I went through. But I just want to reiterate again Valvoline in Salisbury. These guys were freaking awesome. Oh, and of course, because I'm me, the greatest single performance in any Valvoline in the history of anything, and I have no cash on me. I thought I had a few bucks hanging around me, but I usually try to take care of these guys, but I didn't, so I'm a piece of crap. So that's it, but they already know it. These guys already read me. They know what I am, and that is it. So there you go. Go to Valvoline Instant Oil Change, bring cash.
Wait, so did the car get an inspection sticker too, or just
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we're beautiful people.
Wait, do
now.
they do that at Valvoline, or do they? Because the chat pointed out, Morgan said nobody cares about that anymore. Why do you get one? Tim and Canton said his son's is from 2022. We used to be like that. I had one that was multiple years old. I don't. I got tired of always being pulled over in the car and pounded.
That's it.
Things. I'm done. Tom's license being suspended because he can't renew it because
And then I have to go to driver's retraining program with a bunch of other people. And I have to go to driver's retraining program with a bunch of other people from Boston, and I have to try my accent out there too because they're all like, "Yeah, he's got my third DUI," and so I was like, I hear you, man. It's 2-hour drive. I'll throw you right into the wall. You try to cut through when I try to get into the store. Oh, so pathetic. I think that might be my worst sin. Is that it's so wretched. Oh, sorry. Okay, ready? What should we do? Are we done? I want to go over something very quickly because you've seen there's been a whole bunch of media saying, and sir, yet it's not. No, sir, he didn't find gay guinea pig research in Africa, sir. And they're doing it with everything.
It's actually that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he's firing more than 93 million people who work for the VA, sir. They're supposed to be. Your party is supposed to care about.
Are there still going to be weather reports?
No weather reports.
Okay.
No. And so it's all, okay, ramifications. It's all this, okay, now are you having regrets? Because we've done polling, and it looks like you people are. You didn't want this. Is this what you voted for?
And I just want you to know it's okay to admit you were wrong.
Yeah, and it's interesting too. I've just seen people who are essentially tweeting from a Midas Touch tweet that says, "Is this what you voted for?" with their own quote tweet that says, "Is this what you voted for?" This is not. Nothing has changed here. But when these people lecture you about how, lack of ethics in the media, when they take this tone like they're moral arbiters, and no, Scott Jennings, it's time to be serious now. This is not what you voted for. This is not what you wanted. We need to. This is something different, guys. No. So today, or it was either this morning or yesterday morning, the Political Playbook, which is the morning newsletter, Hunter Biden isn't able to sell his totally legitimate paintings now that his dad is out of office. Hunter Biden says he's broke, and sales of his memoir and art have slowed to a trickle, and his rental home was impacted by the Pacific Palisades. Citing money, he's asking to drop a civil suit he filed against the former White House aide Garrett Ziegler, who did something with a laptop. A pardon from his dad spared Hunter Biden from prison, but the former president's son remains saddled with debt and was forced out of...
Isn't he like a really valuable international businessman that places just can't wait to have on like their board and stuff? He brings all kinds of international like legal and business expertise, I would think.
Well, right. And in a filing yesterday, he said that he struggled to sell his paintings in recent months.
That's crazy.
Imagine that. He
was such an accomplished artist.
Moving only one in the past 14 months compared with 27 in the prior 2 or 3 years. He reported significant debts and lackluster sales of his memoir, just more than 4,200 copies during a 1-year period that led up to the trial in Delaware last spring in which he was found guilty of lying about his drug addiction. So the media and that administration, remember, they told us again and again. The whole thing was this, is that Hunter Biden needed another shakedown gig. He used to have the one at Burisma, the energy company in Ukraine, and that was over. especially since Donald Trump went sniffing over there to see if there was a shakedown racket happening there, which of course there was. The media told us it was all BS and it didn't happen.
Well,
but
why would anyone... I mean, not for nothing. We've been over this 1,000 times. We've been doing this on this show since 2020. But, and I have sympathy for families that have relatives that can't get their lives together and are always on drugs. And like, I mean, I think everybody knows someone like that, right? Most of them don't have like multi-million-dollar jobs on the board of Ukrainian gas companies. The only reason you hire a random crackhead to be on the board of your gas company is because he's the son of the vice president.
Obviously. And everybody knew that. Everybody knew that. And the other thing is, so when he came over to do the unbelievable thing that his dad said okay to, then Jill said okay to, where suddenly he was an artist and suddenly he would sell artwork for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they would make sure, and so obviously you're buying influence by pretending you're buying this kid's crappy art, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we all knew it was a racket. This was out in the open, but the media barely made a noise about this. Not only that, but Jen Psaki, who's now a member of the media over at MSNBC, she was a White House comms person, the press secretary, who did her best to shoot it down right in front of you. What we all knew the whole time was true. This is Jen Psaki explaining this away.
Hunter Biden's artwork. Did the White House play any role in crafting the sales agreement with the New York Gallery to protect the purchasers or the ultimate purchaser's identity?
Well, I can tell you that after careful consideration, a system has been established that allows for Hunter Biden to work in his profession within reasonable safeguards. Of course, he has...
She says that with a straight face. Within his profession, he was a lawyer last time we knew. Within his profession...
Right.
The right to pursue an artistic career, just like any child of a president.
By the way, any child of a president, she says. He was 52
All
at
the
the
art
time.
he was pursuing prior to his dad's entree into politics.
And by the way, he was 52 at the time. And she says in his profession, he hadn't sold a painting at that moment. It's only once they installed the racket that he sold paintings. Once the buyers could understand, how this works to buy influence.
If they get cheap enough, we should get a Hunter Biden piece in here.
I have no problem.
Of course, he has the right to pursue an artistic career, just like any child of a president has the right to pursue a career. But all interactions regarding the selling of art and the setting of prices will be handled by a professional gallerist adhering to the highest industry standards.
Can you imagine the balls, the cojones that said, oh, yeah, it's the professional gallerist is handling this. Oh, they wouldn't let us know who the gallerist is. Anything about what's going on? A professional gallerist. No, it doesn't matter. It's fine. This librarian's a professional librarian. She knows what porn your kid should watch and shouldn't. Professional gallerist. And it's so funny that where's the Department of Justice saying, guys, let's just check out the whole gallerist thing. And just nope, absolutely nothing.
And any offer out of the normal course would be rejected out of hand, and the gallerist will...
Any offer out of the normal course. So $500,000 is some of the offers that he got. So out of the normal course, he was getting none and then a few $100,000. There is no normal course because he's never sold anything because he's not an artist.
Not share information about buyers or prospective buyers, including their identities with Hunter Biden or the administration, which provides quite a level of protection and transparency.
They're not going to provide information to the administration who the buyers are.
Right.
So there's no way. They never knew. So this woman who donated and then got an ambassadorship, that was just still luck of the draw. Thank you for the ambassadorship. By the way, you probably didn't know, but I own one of your son's crappy paintings that he didn't do.
The gallery owner is a private citizen who might not be privy to who might have some interests in purchasing this artwork. Is the White House doing anything to work with the owner to make sure there's not impropriety there when it is ultimately sold?
Well, I think it would be challenging for an anonymous person who we don't know and Hunter Biden doesn't know to have influence. So that's a protection.
So no, yeah, you can't know any names. It's all behind cover, and there's no transparency, and that's it. And that's it. And that wasn't it. But remember, these people in all of these media, so don't say there's no proof that he's fencing artwork for influence. There's no proof that that's happening. You can't say. Daniel Dale never said, no, there's no. That they never.
Well, thank God he pardoned him for everything he ever did.
But listen
ever.
to Jen Psaki. Listen to what she says. They busted a buyer. They saw a buyer who was to become the ambassador. Just the tone of Psaki and the tone of these people.
The ambassador designate to India was seen reportedly at an event in Los Angeles last week, an art gallery event that featured the artwork of the president's son, Hunter. The ethicists who have pointed to this arrangement have expressed concern that the president's son selling art could potentially put the president in a situation where those who seek jobs either in this administration or favors from this administration and could put this White House in an awkward position. First of all, what is the White House's response to the fact that an ambassador nominee was at this event? And secondly, should we expect to see more people who seek jobs in this administration attending events like this in the future?
Well, to be clear, we've spoken to the arrangement that is run by the gallerist and Hunter Biden's representatives that the White House provided suggestions for. I'd refer you to the gallerist for questions about the event and as well as the representatives of Mr. Garcetti in terms of his attendance.
Okay. Just to follow up, this is exactly what ethicists said they were worried about.
What is specifically?
The fact that the president's
That he
son...
reportedly attended an event?
Well, the president's son would be selling artwork and then meeting potentially with people who would seek to buy it. If you have attendees at that event who might be seeking either jobs in this administration or favors from this administration, isn't it an awkward situation to put the president in?
Again, the gallerist has spoken to, we've spoken to the specifics, what the gallerist has agreed to.
Every time they say gallerist is an instance of ultra gaslighting. Mm-hmm. Oh, the gallerist. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was something bad. No, it's the gallerist. It's a gallerist. It's the same thing as Michelle Wu saying, oh, what do you mean the Celtics were immigrants? It's the Celtics. It's the same thing. What are you talking about? Of course they were. The Celtics. Founding fathers. So what do you mean?
And what recommendations were made? I've done that several times. I don't have additional details for it from here. I point you to them. Go ahead.
So does this White House not have any concerns about the photos that have emerged showing Hunter Biden at that gallery alongside prospective buyers?
I point you to the gallerist on specifics of the restrictions that were put in place.
Great, but what about the position of this White House? This is a president who ran on being transparent, and you've got...
And we were very transparent about what recommendations were made to the gallerist, and I would again point to them or the many times I've spoken about that from here.
Right, and as you said, of course, it was also above board that Hunter had to be pardoned.
Right.
It's just freaking amazing how disgusting these people are, and that's why I'm looking at all this condemnations of the Trump thing. Breonna Keeler going after this guy.
It's not cutting red tape, right? So far it is freezing contracts and it is cutting workers, right? Indiscriminately. You have the president saying he's going to convene biweekly cabinet sessions to make things precise, which is his word, right? To make things precise here. So this internal VA memo that's talking about returning staffing to 2019 levels, you're aware because you voted for it in 2022 when it was signed into law. 2019 predates that when millions more veterans became eligible for VA benefits due to the PACT Act, that landmark bill that you voted for, that President Biden signed to cover veterans affected by toxic exposures like burn pits. How do you take care of all these new claimants when you're looking at cuts this large?
Look, like I said, I'm just not seeing it. I mean, the VA is a large bureaucracy. It can be run so much more efficiently. It's not about bricks and mortar and more government employees. It's about the veteran. Put the veteran first. And that's what President Trump is focused on. That's what I'm focused on in the Senate on the Veterans Affairs Committee. We're going to make sure that the VA works better for our veterans than it's ever worked before.
Does it put veterans first to cut people who work on their benefits or who provide them health care?
I'm not convinced that that's happening. I'm not convinced that that's happening.
But that is happening all over the place.
People who work on their benefits. But this reveals, I mean, they think the whole government is a jobs program for them and their friends. So they think that the measure of how good the government is how many people it's employing.
Oh,
right?
yes.
So automatically to them, if you're providing benefits for more people, then you need to have more employees.
Well, yes.
And that's not necessarily true at all.
But yes, but now she's got this what's it called? Indignant attitude. Sir, and there's somebody put the supercut together of just a year ago when these same people said, and same talking heads said, by the way, Biden can't cut border crossings.
Republicans keep saying Biden doesn't need Congress. He can stop what's happening at the border all by himself. Can you fact check that for us? Because we here all know that's not true.
Republicans have been saying, largely wrongly, right, because saying that the president can close the border unilaterally on his own. The president actually doesn't have the authority under law to do that.
There's only so much President Biden can do with executive action, and he did try to do whatever.
Imagine a news person saying he did try. F you, lady.
They actually are doing everything they can.
The president's hands are tied. There's only so much that he can do.
President Biden has issued certain executive orders, but there's only so much he can do within his purview.
What an intractable problem this is for the president with no easy solutions.
No easy solutions.
Cover,
here.
man.
There are no easy solutions here, folks.
The president insisting there's only so much he can.
If the president's son is selling art, he has a drug problem. It's his child. These freaking people. Oh. They're just freaking, they're so gross. Every one of them are just so gross. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So if you've heard some disparate positions taken by what's left of, it's really like the last of the smattering of the power structure in the Democratic Party. Mm-hmm. Which is interesting because, like, now some of these people it really is like the occupation is taking place, and some of them are going turncoat, some of them are trading positions. This is Hakeem Jeffries, who's asked about men in sports, and listen to his answer.
I want to ask about California Governor Gavin Newsom's comments saying that Democrats were in the wrong for allowing transgender athletes to compete in female and girls sports. What is your response to that after Democrats had opposed the women and girls in sports?
I haven't seen his comments. What Democrats opposed was unleashing sexual predators on girls throughout the United States of America.
Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. Like, where is that? That's a guy out in the sandbar who's like, is this what I say now? Just amazing. It's just amazing.
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
No.
Right? Because and it's their own fault because they've created this beast of a party that believes absolutely outrageous things, right? And demands total fealty to insane things. Their activist base gets mad at them and protests them, and like all this energy that's behind all this orange man bad stuff gets turned on them if they say anything, and they're scared of that still. You know, unlike Trump and the Republicans, this stuff actually works on them. Like, you don't see Seth Moulton going out on TV saying the bare minimum on boys and girls sports anymore, you know?
No.
Where was he this week? I don't know, but
he had a grievance about Trump up there.
Yeah, but that's the point. Is like he's
cutting
not...
the VA. I think he's cutting because
right.
Trump,
okay.
Trump laid off every staff member
That's like
of the VA.
a good issue for him, obviously. But this whole thing is that their party is in the grip of these activists who will not let them budge from absolutely insane positions, and their entire party base that votes for them believes this stuff. Do you have the video there of like the girls being interviewed about how they'd change the Constitution if they could?
Let me see.
I sent it to us, but it's
I got it.
The whole thing is nuts what they believe.
You guys could change the Constitution in one way. How would you change it?
Her first gov major.
Even that makes me want to.
Her first gov major.
Oh, go ahead. Dunk on him, Harriet.
She's an expert on this.
Go ahead, dunk on him, Harriet. Oh, gov major. College puke. Just.
Good thing we're paying back their loans, right?
I will just say that there are a certain number of young co-eds who, how do I say this, who might be more naturally adept at feature roles in Girls Gone Wild than as featured thinkers because they're gov makers.
Majors.
Majors, whatever they are.
So if you guys could change the Constitution in one way, how would you change it?
Her first, gov major. Georgetown University.
I was literally going to say legalize abortion. Maybe abortion laws, Rights to abortion, like transgender rights to have surgery without necessarily parental consent. Yes, you have freedom of speech, but that doesn't mean you have a right to sit there and scream at someone because they choose to change their gender or they love the same sex, things like that.
So should we add trans rights to the Constitution?
Absolutely. Definitely adding in policies that make healthcare more accessible for immigrants as well as people in low-income communities. I just think we need to get the old white fucks out of power, but that's not really a constitution issue.
Two of these three would have done very well 20 years ago at Lake Havasu. Just saying. Just better not speaking. Gov major. Oh, we had people who were part of these liberal think tanks who were college kids come in who'd have this gov major attitude, and they'd sit back in their chairs and condescend to me and Hillary Chabot because they were college sophomores. Oh, and they were all stupid. They didn't know anything. Oh.
But yeah, that's who's voting, and that's the only voting bloc Democrats have left is the people who think the only issues in America are abortion and trans rights. So,
yeah. Well, in illegal alien rights.
Healthcare for illegal aliens.
Somebody was saying, some viral guy was saying, they're trying to dunk on Michelle Wu. Hello, she went to Harvard. It's that's not good for Harvard. That they have this person out there who's a psychotic, who believes in Klector 5 gravitational logic and reasoning, so that when you say you're a sanctuary city, isn't that letting in the worst kind of illegal immigrants? That to then to come back and tell us that the Celtics are couldn't have done it without them. We needed them. We needed the legal. God, shut up.
Well,
that's from last night.
And then I won't actually name the community in this particular case, but there was also a Facebook message in an anonymous moms group I'm in that is in a town in Massachusetts, where this woman posted this. I was dead. In case you're wondering how all these women are doing with all the things going on in the world right now, this woman posted, "Hi. I'm in need of a therapist as I process everything that's going on with current events. I feel overwhelmed and demoralized. If you've been discussing the current climate with your therapist and it's been going well, would you be willing to share? Health insurance be damned at this point. I just need help. Happy to DM if you'd rather." She's looking for a therapist to handle current events.
Well,
Can I ask you, has anything happened to her or anybody that she knows because of Trump?
Well, to be honest, Alice, has anything existentially relevant really happened that would affect the lives of Americans right now whatsoever? There's a chance if you work in government that you'll get laid off like people in government do and the private sector do. People in Odyssey,
get
my
laid off
station,
all the time.
My company just laid off 300 people. Happens all the time. And there's a chance that if you relied on a heavy flow of illegal immigrants to come through Mexico, that's not happening now. There is did you vote for this? You see, vote for what? If you're talking about, did I vote for whatever nightmare you're getting from OccupyDemocrats.com, then no. I voted for the person to have a person who wouldn't hand over energy independence to the rest of the world for 2.5 years before trying to claw it back. I voted for somebody to show a little bit of acumen towards securing the border without gaslighting me. I voted for the person not to F up a withdrawal from Afghanistan, which I don't think we should have done at all anyway. And I voted for somebody who maybe would be at all respected enough so that we don't have to worry about this stupid freaking Ukraine war. It's better when it wasn't a thing. And for you to say, like, oh, look, no, what this last administration did, they were the worst ever. Ever. Mm-hmm. They went after American citizens. They absolutely tried to strong arm these social media places. They bragged about it.
Yeah.
They lied the entire time. They went after. They tried to put their political opponent in jail. There's nothing Trump can do right now that could come anywhere near any of that.
Right. And I don't understand this, like, working yourself up into this state of mental distress over things that aren't even happening.
Right. Now, here's Alan Lichtman, who's the pollster, who's a guy
who's unwell.
He's unwell. He's 76 years old. He's 76 years old. He somehow has a 15-year-old boy's head of hair. Go ahead. He's the one that what?
He's the one that has, like, whatever many keys to the election. He was like, oh, I have these keys. Like, if the economy's like this, if you're an incumbent, like, that's how you can tell who's going to win the election. And his keys, he said, predicted Biden was going to win the election. And actually, it was funny because Nate Silver said that he thought that if he interpreted the keys, like, without bias, the way he normally would interpret them, that it looked like Trump was going to win the election. Right. But anyway, he was predicting that Biden would win the election and did not handle things well when his keys were foiled.
In which, by the way, he put those keys out to try to destabilize your peace of mind. That's what that's for. That's what this is for, too. There's buyer's remorse. That is not like an analysis that's made to enlighten the truth. That's made to give you anxiety. Just so you know, you think you're happy?
But he was, like, mad at us for ruining the keys after the election. He was like, no, you guys effed it up. It was supposed to be Biden or Kamala or whoever.
Lots of Trump voters are reporting buyer's remorse, saying, we didn't vote for this. Oh, yes, you...
He's a local guy, obviously. You're up at the Jiffy Lube with me. I'm sorry. It was
Valvoline.
You know, he was obviously fact-checked immediately, and it's not true. The polling does not show the buyer's remorse whatsoever.
Trump voters are reporting buyer's remorse, saying, we didn't vote for this. Oh, yes, you did. You were repeatedly warned.
Oh, okay. Trump we're off the polling now. We're into the yelling at us.
Trump would follow precisely this course, according to Project 2025. Now remorse is spreading to the broader American public. In the latest poll, Trump's approval rating is down to 44%, with 51% disapproval. That's the worst of any post-war American president, except for Donald Trump in his first term.
If you look at the Real Clear average of polls, he is, with the exception of like this one, he's still over and above 50 in most of the polling. Right. And by the way, it would be weird if he stayed. Any president who starts doing stuff is going to lose. But there's not one Trump voter who's upset, or one Trump fan voter who's upset whatsoever. There's nobody. There is nobody who would be upset unless you were physically laid off.
Well, right. And also, there's just hasn't been enough time to, like, react to anything. You know what I mean? Like, people don't actually blame Trump for the price of eggs because he's only been there 2 months. You know, if people realize that it's going to take more time to turn things around than that from where the Biden administration was. But this narrative of regret is happening in their heads. They're upset about it. So they're, like, imagining this whole world that's not happening. Deranged Kamala voters are calling up pollsters and claiming that they're Trump voters who were deeply regret their vote.
And by the way, if that were true, what they're trying to do is create another election. Right. Because they can't believe the last one. Oh, well, you thought you won the November 5th one? Well, guess what? There's a new poll that's essentially the election that shows your guys losing. It's like, it doesn't matter, guys. He's there for 4 years. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do no matter what. So either keep panicking or get on with your life. You know, it's funny because
or go get therapy, like some people are doing.
Exactly, and it's funny because a lot of people are saying, "I'm leaving Facebook because Zuck. This place has become toxic." Facebook used to just be about dead pets, and my grandmother survived ovarian cancer. It's now you bitches who keep saying you're going to leave, but use Facebook now to yell. You voted for this, huh? You thought that was a good idea? We'll see. Like, I thought you were leaving. I thought that this was the Zuck sucks. I haven't heard this yet, but I want to hear it because this makes me happy. Drew Barrymore and Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle, we played a little bit of the other thing the other day.
Mm-hmm.
She's complete vacuous.
This is her new show.
She's a vacuous dum-dum, and she's altered her looks, which is like...
Drew Barrymore? Or...
No, she's done it, but...
Meghan Markle's altered her looks?
Yeah, sorry, Timmy can't...
What?
That's great. We'll put it out there in a bit. It's not audio. He infiltrated the virtual open house. And got some screenshots. It's fantastic. There's a lot of hurt and worry happening. Oh, that's great. That is great. Here's Meghan Markle on the Drew Barrymore show. If you're a damaged person, then you get drawn like a fly to the light to Drew Barrymore.
And everything else, and we crave that. We crave being able to go, hi, and like, my friend, are you here? And to really be able to hold and touch and embrace someone.
I have a picture, actually, that I'll get. It's upstairs.
Oh, yeah, you have to share that with me so I can show him.
It's me presenting her with an E.T. doll.
I was a babysitter nanny for 2 Irish Catholic families when I was in college.
I was so excited to do this. And also, we're going to make some cookies.
Oh, yeah.
And I literally cracked open your jam.
Okay. Here's my thing about this.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like dumb women because I think that if the dumber they are, then the more they'll be emphasized on being like amorous and working on those things.
And you might be able to trick them into sleeping with you.
Well, I mean, I am betrothed, Alice.
Oh.
But so that's what I like. Like, who's the girl you were so jealous of, your former roommate? Bunny, what was her name?
Holly.
Holly.
I'm not jealous.
You were so jealous of her because she was like really
not jealous
dumb.
Of her.
She didn't know what the Civil War was, whatever. But I mean, because she was sexy, I like that. So
she didn't know what the Revolutionary War was, and she wasn't that sexy. She was kind of fat, but
no, what does that mean?
She was.
Whoa.
I mean, she just was. But
pot.
But yeah, no, she like didn't know.
Do you realize that I haven't eaten past 6 o'clock for the past 4 days? I am thin now. Thin.
Wow, so you get to judge me now?
Yes, that's right. You leave her alone. You're not fat, Alice. You're beautiful. Which I believe I say many times a day. Do I not?
Well, you like go and grope me as
I
try and just
there you go.
walk
That's the most honest form of praise, I believe. Okay, shall we do the chat? Or was I saying something? Or do we have more show to do? What's going on?
You said you like dumb women, but you were in the middle of the Meghan Markle and Drew Barrymore thing, and you said, "Here's the thing: I like dumb women, but."
But I worry that like she's really dumb, but she's likes pink and unicorns, and she's good in the sack. Like, okay, she's dumb, but like she's like such a Betty Crocker, Stepford wife that like she's like awesome. But I'm worried that these women don't have any of those
redeeming qualities.
Yes. That like so just dumb and doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no. I mean, you have smart and handsome, and and talented romantically. I mean, you have that in me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
why I picked you.
Yeah. I mean, you could have just a dullard.
Mm-hmm.
I could go around talking about the difference between the wild ones and the wild bunch all day. But you don't have that. I'm more of a racy, super amorous type. It's in other words, you won the lottery, Alice.
I know.
Won the lottery. Not everybody can wear this shirt. Okay, are we done here? Can we mercifully let people go?
Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat. Pepper's running in her sleep, and it's touching stuff.
Wow, you had a lot of them today. Here we go.
All right.
Maya Wu is a Hollywood actress, and what we saw during yesterday's hearings is a delusional left-wing lunatic who is going off the Democratic psychopath script. And I'm glad that one of the senators called her out for her comments after the knife attack, because the nation can see how delusional this woman is. And I'm wondering if Mayor Wu would work with ICE if, God forbid, something would have happened to one of her family members or friends. And I'm not a fan of violence. I don't advocate it. But my thought is she wouldn't have the same Democratic talking points if this actually bothered her or something happened to somebody that she loved. So I wish she would stop doing the script, the bit actress act, because at the end of the day, no one's buying it. She's a complete fraud, as were the other mayors present the other day. And, I know that Anna Paulina Luna, who, by the way, Tom, is phenomenal, is talking about maybe pressing charges against those four. And I think some time in jail would be the only thing for these Democrat nitwits to change their tune. So hopefully that happens, because I think that's the only way to cure that psychopath behavior that they have.
Works for me.
Well, I mean, the Democrats are the ones who started the "we're going to throw politicians we don't like in jail" bit. So, I mean, anything that happens now is fair game, I feel like.
I just wanted to respond to Paul in the car. And
yes.
Video suggestions for Tom.
Mm-hmm.
When I was living in Los Angeles, I rented a condominium from Christy Canyon.
Ooh.
She was my landlady.
There we go.
Tom, I'll let you explain that to Alice.
I believe it's a pornographic actress.
Wow.
Christy Canyon. Yeah. Here we go. That's great. What were you doing in L.A., Chesapeake? I assume you were trying to get into acting?
Hey guys, John the car.
Hey John.
Tom, I never really picked up on your overuse of etc.
Yeah.
I guess I hear it so much. I listen to Howie Carr.
Oh, does he say it?
Clearly the etc. king of the universe.
Oh, that's good then.
That's probably where you got it.
But another vocal crutch that you use all the time, and it's been discussed on the podcast before, is "oh totally."
Oh, yeah.
Almost every response to a point made by Alice is, "oh, totally."
Well, that is a...
Meow, 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 meow. Oh, totally.
I like that. Oh, meow, 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 meow. So, yes, when I say "oh, totally" to Alice, you realize that she's a meek fawn in the woods, and sometimes she needs positive reinforcement. So I'm helping her lift her little wings up.
Meow, meow, meow. Oh, totally. Oh, totally. Oh, totally. Oh, totally.
Yes.
That's the vocal crutch.
It's not a vocal
that
crutch.
I hear sticks out. But I love it. It puts me right back into the mid 80s.
Totally.
So continue to use it.
Thank you, John. Thank you. 105. You're correct. Yeah. It is a vocal tool to help. There we go. There we go. The bison just knocked Alice's camera all to heck. There we go. Thank you. Oh, totally, Alice.
Oh, totally.
In regards to the Melrose event tonight, if I'm not mistaken, an open house is an open invite. Essentially, it's a pop in whenever you feel.
Yeah.
Then why didn't they put the link on the Facebook page? I noticed that you have to send an email. I'm not even going to waste my time because there's no way they'll ever approve me joining that. So, again, a nice progressive move. Call it something that it isn't. This is not an open house. This is a closed echo chamber. Oh, to be a fly on the wall.
Totally. Oh, my goodness. Totally. Oh, no. Damn it, John.
They're just going to make you better.
My goodness. Yeah, no, it is funny that they've had some of these things they've labeled, we're open to everyone. Open house, you're right, means you walk in there are, dry cookies and a box of Joe, and you can look around and learn things and listen. But no, this is a closed, he's right. He's absolutely right. It's so pathetic. So I just want to know, what is the meaning? What is their pleasure?
What do they do that makes them happy?
Yeah, so this lady with the open house, her Facebook page is mostly her hugging a cat in different posts, and then her selling. She made a whole bunch of custom knit masks during COVID.
Okay.
There was like, where is the joy and anything? I don't get it.
Yep. As you know, though, I've been pretty busy.
Hey, Fritz.
I had a question. I wanted to know if you ever got a chance to figure out how to get the oscilloscope working and what you were going to do with it. Measure complex waveforms or whatever. It's just a cool thing to have or have. I thought what you might have actually been looking for would be a spectrum analyzer.
Maybe you
which
are.
would be
Maybe
really
it is.
cool because it could show you all the different frequencies in like a little graph, like an equalizer. It's kind of cool. I was a little disappointed. It was maybe like a month ago or so. George Capalbo came on with his introduction saying that they were going to have a story on how they were going to study bees and they were going to put QR codes on the bees to fly in and out of the hive and use equipment to scan that.
Yes.
And I got all excited and I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be great. And then all of a sudden there was a helicopter crash. So the whole topic for the tech caller was a helicopter crash.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going to try to call in, but the phone lines were lit up. Well, my thing I wanted to do is actually put cameras on bees because I want to actually see what they do. But there's more scientific reasons for that. I'm going to try to find drone congregations. But anyways, have fun at the Burn Barrel podcast tonight. I have actually bee courses that I take. And,
really, Fritz? That's
it's going to be
fascinating.
in a couple of minutes. I'll see if I could check out the first part.
That's
Later.
cool.
Whee!
Okay, Fritz, I am sending this right now. Link to the message to my friend George Capalbo. I've copied the message, Alice.
Yep.
I'm going out to my friend George Capalbo.
Maybe tomorrow. Do you have a tech hour tomorrow?
I don't think so. I think we did it last week. Did we do it last week?
Is it every other week?
Where's George? Anyway, let me see. Maybe I'll have George call in special for tomorrow.
To talk about the bees.
Okay. So, there's George Capalbo at backbone.com. Housekeeping, I'll call it. Or I should call it beekeeping, right? Right?
Right.
Okay. There we go.
You can do the verbal text for both of us now.
Right? Okay. Thanks, Fritz, for that. I had forgotten that he was going to talk about the bees. But yeah, we do get swept away because it's the third hour of the show and stuff happens. And last week it was Trump beating the crap out of Zelensky. Maybe I'll have George back tomorrow as a palate refresher. I think that he was traumatized by the Trump-Zelensky thing. We were both a little bit.
Tom, I'm still trying to figure out what was more unfunny. You and the Barack Obama impression or you doing the bit where you forgot about Carmela Harris's name. Come on, Tom. You're better than this. Come on.
The old forget Carmela's name bit.
I think you literally actually forgot her name.
No, I forgot it. There's a lot going on here. I do not love forgetting little pieces of data that I used to have. And I'm like, okay, in my mind, I can see all of these links to information I have. And then the link is like broken. And it's like, I don't have it anymore. I don't have like Lindsay Wagner's movie she was in. Do you know what Lindsay Wagner is, Alice?
Nope.
Yeah, Steve. Now, the other thing is...
You're like, yes, I would like to download the images.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all broken. The other thing is... as far as Barack Obama, no, he said that exactly. What do you say? Nikola Tesla. That's how he spoke. You can't tell me that Nikola Tesla was a net minus for the country. That's as good as I have with that. I mean, here we go.
That's just a sound that Tom made at one of his children, by the way.
Yes, it is. Exactly is.
So I just wanted to follow up with your little friend's Facebook post there about Melrose.
Here we go.
My parents are from there, and I spent a lot of time there growing up. It was a nice, blue-collar town, some rich neighborhoods and stuff. You can tell by the houses.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of confused. So a Facebook group, which I'm assuming is mostly white, if not all white, is upset that African Americans, blacks, aren't being represented enough in the city.
Yes.
According to the 2010 census on Wikipedia, it was 91.1% white.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty certain the median housing cost in the city is outrageous. So after starting from there, how do they know that African Americans are being arrested in a disproportionate manner in the city? And are they all city residents, or are they people passing through? Because you go, to go from Malden to cut through, you go to Route 1 or whatever, you can go through Melrose, Malden, Medford. I mean, they don't put your race and your arrest record in the paper.
Yeah.
It doesn't say Tom Shattuck, white man, 52, arrested in Shrewsbury for stealing from the market basket. They don't do that. So where are they getting these statistics? Are they using some sort of racist trope, like looking at surnames and first names to make determinations to prove that people are racist? They're being racist to prove people are racist.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
The mental illness there, it's got to be something. Thank God you got out of there, because it's got to be something in the water.
Yeah, and
I
think it's fair to say and obvious that they start with a conclusion and then backfill it. And there are groups like the NAACP, the ACLU, and the SPLC who are happy to help them. As a matter of fact, if you go to this Facebook page with the coffee hour, the open house coffee hour, there are all sorts of links in community events about a reparations toolkit that you can download, that communities can download to begin the conversations about reparations that need to happen for the 7 black people in Melrose who may or may not need reparations for goodness knows what. It is such a self-defeating, busy work, masochist endeavor that I don't know what these people do. And I wish that they would please find like a fentanyl or something to get into that's more productive than what you're doing. It's like, it's so terrible. Ugh, yicky, Alice. Oh, totally. Right, Albie?
Mm-hmm.
You have something else to say? Say something so I can see your snaggle teeth.
No.
Yes.
Now I don't want to say anything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, totally.
Thank you so much for being here, everybody, being in the live chat. Busy chat tonight. I could not keep up with it. But if you want to join the chat every day, we do this every day. For the Patreon members, you can join that at patreon.com/burnbarrel. If you like listening for free, you can do that anywhere you like to listen to podcasts. There's links at burnbarrelpodcast.com, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, stuff like that. We will see you soon.
There is literally the Resolute desk. I'm just looking at a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
There is literally a plexiglass cover now on it that extends to the right like 1 foot. I think it's an anti-Elon Kid device there. It's very funny. By the way, Resolute desk is like 7 feet long, too. Amazing. What do I do? I already hit the end, Alice.
I don't know.
What to do now?
Oh my God. Owen!